Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first of two interviews that we'll be doing for the upcoming Vancouver Guitar Festival. That'll be happening August 13th to 16th at Capilano University. Our guests today are Luis Medina, the founder of this festival and the guitar professor at Capilano University, and Máximo Diego Pujol, a legendary Argentinian guitar composer and performer whose reputation needs no introduction, with well over 100 pieces composed, many of which staples of the classical guitar repertoire. So I'm very honored to be able to chat with both of you today, and welcome. Thanks for being on our interview.
Thanks, TJ.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
So to start things off, why don't we do a little bit of a background? So, Maximo, could you tell us a little bit about how you first got started with guitar?
Luis, help me.
I will jump in and out with some Spanish if maybe.
Yes, please.
La pregunta es ¿cómo fue que comenzó usted con su viaje con la guitarra?
El viaje. I started to play the guitar when I was 8 because there were a guitar in my house. My father, when he was young, used to be a tango singer and a very good one. Actually, when he was young, it was very difficult because for tango singers, for tango musicians, because in that moment, tango used to be a very marginal music. And and my father uh, should be a doctor, and he was a doctor and a very good one. But I remember when I was a child, when I was very young, my father singing every day in our house. It was very funny for me. And once I discovered a guitar in his room. Dad, what is this? A guitar? Okay. I want to play that. And 6 months later, I could give my first concert when I was 9. When I was 9, it was in December 1966. Oh my God.
Wow.
60 years ago. That's a lot of time. And then I started to play, and then when I was 16, remember, yes, 16, 17, I decided to enter to the Buenos Aires Conservatory, a very good one, and in that moment, when I was 15, 16, I decided to start to write music for the guitar. Así comenzó mi vida con la guitarra, con la composición.
So that's how he basically started when he was 16 with his life with composition on the guitar. Yeah. Wow. That's funny. Now, I have if I can just jump in and out a little bit, that sounds a little similar to how I picked up the guitar. There was a guitar at home. We didn't have anything else. And my dad used to sing. He still sings. He's a very good Mexican folk music singer. He really likes doing that. And that's the kind of the music that we had at home. And then we had guitar. So it's very funny. I just see that very interesting similarity.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a connection, but we'll get there in a second. TJ, you were gonna say something, I think.
Oh, yeah. So I actually heard that your first composition was actually earlier than that. Maybe when you were around maybe 9 or 10 years old or something, you wrote a piece for your mother.
Yeah.
So do you remember much about that first composition and how the idea for that piece came to be?
Coming back. There we go.
Yes, here.
Oh, maybe I have to switch it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
I am here again.
Welcome back.
Awesome.
So I was asking if you remember the first piece that you ever composed. Was it a samba for your mother? Do you remember the idea behind that piece and how that happened?
No, it was yes, it was very, very funny because when next year in 1967, I think, when I was 9, I wrote a samba. It's very important to be clear, the Argentinian samba, because there are two kinds of samba. The samba written with S, the Brazilian samba, no. And this is the Argentinian samba, from the north of Argentina. Very is a music form, a very popular music form here in my country. And I wrote for my mother's birthday a samba for her. And my father, of course, helped me a lot because imagine in that moment I was just 9. I remember that it was a problem for me to play and sing for my mother. So I had to record the piece. Imagine that this very big recorder, ¿no? Luis, esos grabadores con cinta abierta, esos viejos
those kind of recorders
grabadores.
with like an open tape, like those like older ones that you would like see them rolling. Wow.
And I remember that my father, I didn't want to be with my mother when she was listening to my piece. And suddenly I entered to their room. I could see my mother crying a lot, but crying very, very happy. Oh my God. I couldn't believe. Actually, that I always tell this very, very short story because it was very, very important for me. And I sometimes I would like to say what qué importante es para un niño recibir semejante aprobación de sus padres, ¿no? Because after that, I am talking about 59 years ago, and I didn't stop playing the guitar still today, because for me, my mother enjoys my music. My mother enjoys my samba, my playing in the guitar. And, and my mother, suddenly I could see my mother, the most, the happiest human being in the world. And so the guitar is for me. Then, of course, when I was a teenager, when I was 15, 16, actually, that was a problem for my family because I don't know there, but here in my country, especially 50 years ago, it was a problem for a teenager to be a musician. It's very difficult to be a musician, no? And my parents wanted me to be a doctor like them. But no, I remember that I told them, no, please, it's fantastic. You are doctors, but I need to play the guitar. I need to sing. I need uh, to write music for the guitar. I remember that in that moment when I was 16, I discovered Villalobos music. Oh my God. Piazzolla's music. Leo Brower's music. And for me, you can, because today with internet, you can reach that music very easy. But in that moment, during 60s, during 70s, in Buenos Aires, to get a score written by Brouwer, oh my God, it was impossible. No, and for me was a new world, a new universe for because I discovered that Villa Lobos and Leo Brouwer a very new way of thinking the guitar and a very new style. And I wanted to write like them, but with mm, writing music from Argentina, sambas, tangos, and this kind of music.
So I've heard that one of your goals with composition is to, I guess, combine the Argentinian folk music with more of the modern academic concepts. Could you tell us more about that?
Luis, ¿me podés ayudar? Creo haber entendido,
Sí.
pero no estoy seguro.
Sí, que dice la gente que su meta es para poder combinar la música folclórica argentina con la música moderna y también formas más académicas de la música clásica. Que si nos
Claro.
puedes decir más acerca de eso.
Sí. Claro, sí, claro. Yes, it was very usual in Argentina during the last century to do different options. To be an academical composer, no? Electroacoustic music and these kind of things, or I don't know in English, we say nacionalismo musical. ¿No?
Yeah.
Alberto Ginastera, maybe I'm sure you know Alberto Ginastera, Astor Piazzolla. They used to work from their own music. Ginastera worked with Argentina is a very big country, and we have two very different cultures here. Buenos Aires is one thing, a very big city, more than 15 million people in just one place, and the rest of the country is very different to Buenos Aires. So during the last century, we had here many composers trying to create a new fusion between the folk music of Argentina, zambas, chacareras, with the academical European thinking. If we talk only one composer in Buenos Aires, it was Astor Piazzolla, who tried to be a composer, to create a new tango, a new music from Buenos Aires. No? It's a mix between tango and academical thinking, because I wanted, because I told you that I discovered that Heitor Villalobos, especially Heitor Villalobos, is a very clear mix between the Brazilian tradition and the new European thinking. No? And again, a very guitaristic thinking for writing for the guitar. When you read, when you play Villalobos music, it's very easy to see, to hear that Villalobos was a very good guitar player. That's why when you play Villalobos, everything is very easy to get.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do the same, but with Buenos Aires music, Uruguayan music. At that moment, I used to be, I used to take my artist and composer, and uh, uh, and his brother Agustín Carlevaro wrote very good, very interesting arrangements of a piece written by Piazzolla. Villalobos and Abel and Agustín Carlevaro and Leo Brouwer showed me a new thinking for the guitar. And in that moment, I started to write my first pieces for guitar solo, the 5 preludes, Tristango en Voz, Candon Ben Mi. I wrote these 5 preludes when I was 19 years old. Actually, I didn't know in that moment, I didn't know a lot about composition, about composing. But I love a lot the preludes, no? That I wrote in that moment.
Yeah. So, how do you normally approach your compositions? For
Okay.
example, the preludes or any of your other pieces more recently, do you begin with an idea or do you improvise? Is it planned or does it just come to you? How do you approach your pieces when you're composing?
I can't hear you.
Oh, maybe we'll just wait a bit for the internet to stabilize a bit.
Yeah, we can wait a little.
Let us know when you can hear us again.
Have you played those preludes, TJ? Just while we see the internet stabilizes.
Oh, just sight reading through.
Nice. Yeah, I quite like them. Like I learned the candombe, like the candombe, right? Like I didn't make the connection that he wrote them when he was 19. That's awesome.
Here we are. Yes.
Awesome.
I get to it.
Let me just we were just saying how it's very it's almost not almost, it's mind-blowing. Like it's incredible that those super popular pieces were written when you were 19. That's incredible.
It was incredible because in that moment, Ulis, in that moment, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know if I was going to be a musician or maybe a dentist. I don't know. And I wrote this. I remember, imagine in that moment, sometimes it's difficult today to explain that, for example, in Buenos Aires, to get a copy, a photocopy It was very difficult. So when I wrote my first prelude, actually my first prelude was the fourth one, Curda Tangueada. This is the first that I wrote in 77. Yes, 1977. And I had only the manuscript. And a very good friend of mine, please give me a copy. No, I can't give you a copy because I have just the manuscript.
Yeah.
I had to take a bus to get the photocopy. So, and obviously I made, I don't know, 20, 30 copies, and I gave to my friends in the conservatory. And yes, I remember that John Duarte, do you know John Duarte? John Duarte was the director of the series where I published the pieces, the preludes in Universal Edition in London. And, and some years later, during, no, some no, 20 years later, he was here in Buenos Aires, no, and I could meet him in person, no, and he told me, "Oh, the five preludes." I was not Maximo Pujol for him. I was five preludes, and 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 I remember that he said the same. It was incredible, incredible because today, in that moment, the prelude used to be very popular during 90s.
They're still
And
popular.
yes, and
Still very popular.
yes. I love them. I sometimes I think that I should rewrite. ¿Se dice así, Luis? Rewrite the pieces.
Yeah.
To write again the pieces. No, but no, because actually the pieces had, yes, some mistakes. No, about the printing mistakes or fingering mistakes. No, about composition, about how to. I am talking about how to build a piece, how to write a piece, the structure and the harmony. Yes, might be better. No, but I need to live the pieces in the way I wrote them. Oh my God. 60, no, 50 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, almost 50 years to the date,
Yeah.
right? It would be 50 years next year. Wow.
Yes, next year will be 50.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of
We
time.
should
And still
we should
today,
play them
I
all in the
love, I
world, huh?
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
No, we're saying like we should make like a world tour of the preludes. Everybody should play them next year for the
50th
50th anniversary. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying. Didn't mean to interrupt. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny because what was it? Just to speak to the popularity of the pieces. Last week was the Ontario Provincial Festival. So it's like this competitions across Canada, right, for each province. And your piece is published on the Royal Conservatory of Music on the level 7. So for the level 7 competition last week from the top young guitarist in Ontario, I think there were 6 guitarists. And out of those 6 guitarists in that level, 5 of them were playing the candombe. And I saw that, I was like, yeah, everybody likes it. Everybody likes it. It's really, really popular.
I remember the candombe. Candombe is it was the second. Kurda was the first, and candombe was the second. And I remember that the very good friend of mine take composition lessons. Yes, of course. And after the candombe and me, I decided to take composition lessons. In that moment, it was very difficult to get mm, a degree in composition in official conservatories in Buenos Aires. So I had to go to very good teacher, Leónidas Arnedo. I remember that Leónidas, during the first lesson, I showed him, I was very proud, with my candombe and me. And Leónidas wrote the piece, beautiful, but you have to change everything. No. No, please, no. I love this candombe like this. And sometimes today I think that he was right. Actually, he maybe I should debería haber cambiado. Luis, ¿cómo se dice? Fortunately, I didn't change anything.
You're trying to say you should have changed everything, but you know what? I think they're great.
They are.
Glad you didn't change it. Everybody loves it. After 50 years, we all know they was the right thing to do.
Maybe one last question about composition. How do you begin your pieces? Do you start with an idea or do you improvise? And how much of it is planned versus spontaneous?
That's a very good question. And I don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's coming through. Maybe that cursed it.
Maybe not anymore.
Oh, okay. It seems like you're back.
Okay, I am here again. Now I can listen to you.
Okay, great.
No, I will try to answer your question. Actually, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to think the answer in Spanish. Imagine in English, because for I always need something for starting writing the music. I mean, sometimes I have an idea. I don't know, watching a very beautiful painting, or maybe sometimes I remember something very important in my life. Or I don't know. I started to play something. I don't need to play a lot. Just maybe 2 bars, a few notes. But this is the original material, and then it's very from this origin, and it's very funny. It's because this original material may be 4 or 5 notes, maybe 2 or 3 chords, can give me a new universe of chords and notes and melody lines. Imagine that Beethoven wrote maybe one of the most important pieces for orchestra, the 5th Symphony, with 2 notes. The first one 3 times and the second here. And then he wrote the rest of the piece with these 2 notes. Sometimes I think that Beethoven was one of the most intelligent, one of the cleverest composers in our history, because he could combine a, a and very, very clever way of writing, of building the music, and in the same time he was very, very powerful. No? Um, I am not Beethoven, of course. I need a first material, a first group of notes, group of chords, I don't know. And the rest pieces sometimes is very funny, sometimes no. Sometimes it's very difficult. I remember, for example, 6, 7 years ago, I was playing in Germany, teaching and playing in a very important festival there in Herzbruck. And I was waiting in the room because I had to play in 10, 15 minutes. I had to play my guitar to warm up, and suddenly, pam, para, oh, what is this? I didn't know what is this because I actually I was very happy to be there, and in the same time, I I wanted to be at home. Eh, the last years, I sometimes I traveled a lot. I was many time in other countries. Eh, every Everybody was very kind with me. I'm very happy. But in that moment, I wanted to be at home, to be with my family, with my dogs, with when I returned to I wrote a piece called "Far from Home," lejos de casa, and it is still today a very auténtica, Luis, ¿cómo se dice? Algo muy sincero, muy profundo del alma, very deep from my soul, ¿no?
Yeah, like authentic, genuine, like genuino, genuine.
Yes, genuine, yeah.
Mm.
Mhm, 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 mhm. Yes, but that's why it's impossible to answer a question, because sometimes I I just put my hands on the guitar and, oh, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
2 notes. Or sometimes, like in Germany, I need to be at home. I need to be there. Da, 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 da. Oh, and I needed paper and a
Yeah.
pencil to write because I was afraid that, oh, I'm going to forget this.
Yeah, welcome back.
Uh, I work in a very different way, no?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, welcome back. Ahí estamos.
Oh, welcome back.
Aquí. here I am.
Awesome.
So, Luis, you'll be playing one of Pujol's compositions at the festival, the Cinco Oliverianas. So, why this piece?
Why this piece? Great question. In some way, part of it, I mean, I've been wanting to play more with Lucida more often. We've been planning, we've been practicing together, and on sort of like, okay, let's see if we can find something by Máximo with piano and guitar and see what we come up with. And this one just like, popped immediately. And it's originally written for orchestra and guitar, but the piano reduction is very well done. So, we seem to have lost Máximo. Well, he'll come back. But anyway, so that's basically why. Like, we listened to it, and overall, it's a really fun piece, and it's exactly the kind of pieces that you would expect from Máximo, that really mix together, like in this case, of course, the concerto, right? Like the solo, like instrument with a really solid accompaniment, while mixed with a lot of Argentinian and like dances, right? So it's just like a dance. It's like a big party. It's a big piece, but it's a big party. Like the first movement is really fun, and the fifth movement has a lot of like rock elements to it.
Oh yeah.
So it's just a lot of fun to play, like tarikatum, tarikatum. So it's really fun. Like it really captured both of us, and that's why we decided to try and let's sort of bring it out for the festival.
Here I am again. Which piece are you talking?
We're talking about the Cinco Oliverianas. It'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ,
Yes.
Maestro, ¿nos escucha?
Cinco no.
A ver.
Se me ha cortado muchas veces. De repente apareciste y estabas hablando de
Sí.
de una pieza.
De las
Supuse
cinco.
que eran las 5 oliverianas.
Tiene toda razón. DJ asked me why the Cinco Liberianas for the festival. And I was telling him that like it's kind of like it's a great example of your music, because it really, like, of course, is almost like a concerto, right? It's a concerto, but with a lot of Argentinian elements to it that are really like a party, like a big party, all 5 movements. And I was just kind of like saying how the fifth movement has a lot of rock elements to it. So all of that, tarikatum, it's super fun.
Yeah. Yeah. If you pay attention, actually, in the fifth movement, I used 2 pieces that I wrote many years earlier. Para papam is a piece called Rojo y Negro.
Okay.
Red and Black. Candombe me, and the Candombe me in that moment, actually it was like a joke, because I wrote in superpuestos Rojo y Negro and Candombe me. In the same time.
I can hear the candombe in it.
Very actually yes, actually it's not a concerto. Actually, if we actually it's a suite. It's a suite for guitar and orchestra. It's a 5 movement suite. No, when I think in a concerto, I think in I don't know, Aranjuez, for example,
right.
With the first movement with a determined structure, the second and the third, no? And it's like a sonata. It's like a sonata for guitar with orchestra. But this is not a sonata. This is a suite of beautiful poems written by Oliverio Girondo. That's why the title. 5 Oliverianas, 5 pieces after Oliverio. It was a very popular poet here in Buenos Aires many years ago, in the first part of the last century. He was really very, very crazy, very, very funny. And for example, the book that he wrote is, I don't know in English, Luis, help me, 20 poemas para ser leídos en el tranvía. Ese es el título del libro.
20 poems to be read on the subway. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find it.
It's very, very funny and very short poems actually. And I choose 5 of them, and I wrote music. Reading the poems, Here you can find the same thinking, because is these 2 notes are you will in every movement of the suite. That's why I call the thinking, this structure, like a suite, because the same element, like the origin of.
There we are. The origin, you were saying, Maestro? You're saying,
sorry?
You were saying about, we were listening about the elements that are present in all 5 movements.
Yes. That's why we can say that 5 Oliverianas, 5 Oliverianas is a suite, because every movement is written from these 2 or 3 notes. I don't remember now.
Cool. It's a fun piece for sure. And I will say too, like how it fits the guitar super well.
Okay, 30 years ago, 1996.
Wow.
Yes. Actually, it was my first experience. That's why I told you, Luis, that then I rewrote the orchestral
the orchestra parts. Right.
Actually, if you play the original, it's okay. But the second version, the new version, I think is really better.
I'm gonna have to ask a few friends. I have a few friends who happen to have their conductors, and they actually have their orchestras. I'm gonna have to send a few emails and be like, "Hey, would you like something?" And one of them is actually from Buenos Aires, so he might be a little more inclined. So I'll have to bug him about it, especially knowing that we have an even better version.
Sorry?
No, I was just saying that I have a few friends who are conductors who actually have orchestras, and one of them is from Buenos Aires. So he might just like it even more.
One of them, Pedestre, the third one, I think.
What about Pedestre?
The third, actually, I remember that I Pedestre. The third movement is Pedestre, is a real tango in the Piazzolla style. And I remember that Oliverio Girondo used to be a very, very rich man, and he spent his life traveling and traveling all around the world. That's why sometimes you can see a poem, and then he wrote that poem in Sevilla, the other one in Rome. No, I and I choose 5 poems written by Girondo in Buenos Aires. Pedestre tries to describe a man or a woman walking in the street in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is a very beautiful city. You will say that I am from Buenos Aires, yes, but I promise that Buenos Aires is really beautiful. And he tried to describe a human being walking in Buenos Aires in a very beautiful neighborhood, and this is pedestre. I think in English is pedestrian. No, I don't know.
Sí.
Yes. Pedestrian.
All right. Well, I have one more question that I want to ask about compositions before we should probably move on. So, actually, in your program, there's only 2 pieces that aren't written by you, and I want to ask why you chose those 2 pieces. You have Alfonsina y el Mar and Adios no Niño. So I was wondering why you picked those 2 pieces for your program.
Actually, during the last year, I decided to start my concerts playing Argentinian traditional music. In this case, I thought in Alfonsina y el Mar and Adiós Nonino because I could hear that they are the 2 most popular, the 2 most popular Argentinian pieces in the world. Everybody knows Alfonsina, and everybody knows Adiós Nonino. Actually, both written after very sad stories. Maybe you know who was Alfonsina. Alfonsina Storni was a very, she was a woman, and she was maybe one of the most important writers in Argentina during the last century. And Alfonsina Storni, actually, she was born in Switzerland, but when she was a baby to move to Argentina, and she had very, very, very hard problems because she was a woman. When she was 45, 46 years old, that's why the title of the piece, Alfonsina y el Mar, Alfonsina and the Sea. Ariel Ramírez, years ago, but he is still today a very popular, very, very popular composer, pianist. And he wrote actually a set of pieces of an 8 pieces set called Mujeres Argentinas, Argentinian Women. Each piece is written about the story of 6 very, very popular, very important women in our history. Maybe Alfonsina y el Mar is the most popular of this suite, of this set. Mujeres Argentinas. And Adiós Nonino, everybody know that tango. I remember that Piazzolla during 80s, 90s, he said in an interview that just him, he wrote more than 20 arrangements of this tango, Adiós Nonino. You know that, yes, for bandoneon, solo, for piano, for, I don't know. I will play my own arrangement for the guitar. Story, because Nonino, maybe you know, Nonino was his father. Actually, Astor's father was Vicente Piazzolla. But the family used to call him Nonino. Actually, es como un pequeño abuelo. We have here in Argentina a lot of Italian words that we use very, very often. Our grandfather is not abuelo, is el nono. Maybe in Mexico it's the same, I don't know. No?
I've heard it a few times, yeah.
Vicente was nonino, a very small nono, but obviously with love, of course. And when Vicente Piazzolla died, Astor was in that moment he was playing in Europe, in Paris, I think, and I wrote this tango, Adiós Nonino. Actually, he had already written a piece called Nonino, just Nonino, a tango written for his father. When his father died, just in a few minutes, because Astor was very, very fast for writing music, in 30 minutes, he wrote Adiós Nonino, goodbye, bye Nonino. And when I play Adiós Nonino, everybody say, Adiós Nonino, fantastic. And with Alfonsina, the same. I remember that Roland Jans used to play a very, very beautiful arrangement by Alfonsina y el Mar. That's why I decided to play these two pieces like an introduction, or for introduce myself. No? I was born in Argentina. I can't hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Cut off a bit, but it's good now, I think. Or not.
It was good for us.
It was.
That's funny. Maybe we can talk about this another time, but I'm curious how we all navigate our own kind of like identities, in the concert. Because I know that like I try to add one or two maybe arrangements of Mexican mariachi songs at the beginning of my concerts.
Yeah.
Or either put it at the very beginning, or that's my own chord, or both, like a little clamp, right? Like start like with the same material. Anyway, I'm just curious.
Yeah, for the Okanagan Festival, I was playing the same thing too. I'll start with a composition of mine, and I'll end with a composition of mine, and then sandwich in between, there's everything else. Yeah. Oh, welcome back.
Cool.
Yes. This interview is like a suite with different movements.
Sweet del Internet.
It's a beautiful title for a piece.
Sweet del internet.
Okay. Well, why don't we wrap things up by talking a little bit about the guitar festival this year? So, can you talk maybe about the theme of the festival? It seems like maybe more so than previous years, there's a very big South American influence to
Sorry,
the festival. Oh, this is
Yeah.
mostly for Luis.
We're just talking about the festival, how like the theme, if there's a theme. I think I don't know how. I think it was just a coincidence. We've been wanting to include kind of like broaden the scope of the festival for a number of years, include our cousins or like sister genres, right? Like particularly flamenco guitar. And other, of course, like Brazilian, like Brazil has developed its own tradition of like, guitar playing, of course. Argentina is the same thing with the tango. So it just so happened that this year it's all coming together. I think it might be also, we might be a little stronger on it because we're already like bringing Maximo. So we're thinking, well, let's just go full in and really explore as many styles as possible. So with Maximo, so we're like celebrating Argentinian guitar. Of course, we're going to have flamenco guitarist. Our local Brazilian guitarist, Vini Linares, is also going to be doing some of his own stuff. So I think it's a coincidence that we did it all like so strongly this year. But this is kind of where we've been wanting to push the festival so that, because the reality is that as classical guitarists, we already like our repertoire already has such a strong Latin American component. So we thought, well, and like, of course, a Spanish component. So we thought, well, why don't we just lean in and bring it to the forefront? So I think it's pure coincidence. Last year, when we finished after we wrapped up last year's festival, and we had this conversation with the Guitar Society board of like, well, what's next year? Like what is the plan for next year? Do we have one? And I knew that it felt like a bit of a crazy plan. So I was going to say, okay, crazy plan is plan A, crazy plan. Let's bring Máximo Pujol to Vancouver. And as I was introducing the crazy plan, not really like knowing if we were going to go for it, I was like, well, it's like, Máximo just came to Toronto. He gave an amazing concert. Like masterclasses were the most fun I've ever had in a masterclass. Great. How about we bring Máximo next year? And as I'm introducing, I'm just seeing a lot of nodding from everybody. And I'm like, it seems like it's going to work. Oh my gosh. And even afterwards, when I finished introducing the idea, I just hear, was it Valerie? I think our publicity director, she says like, yeah, I think we can do that. Let's make it work. I'm like, oh, okay. Amazing. Let's do it. So that's when I started like, asking if Maximo would be, first of all, available and if you would be interested to come. So it's happening. Like I'm super excited. And I think a lot of people are really excited about it. I've been like updating Maximo, but, and I need to update the website on this, but we have a full masterclass already. Like all the spots are filled. Amazing. And what blows me away is that we're still a month and a half away and we have 20 participants confirmed. Wow. So we may have to put a cap this year because we might be able to handle everybody. But we're really excited. Things are like everybody's really excited. Everything's in place basically. And we're just waiting for Maximo to arrive basically in a month and a half.
And Maximo, I saw that you were doing a workshop. What will you be teaching in your workshop at the festival?
Well, I will give. Actually, I don't know if it will be a workshop or a lecture about a history of tango. Oh, cool. It's very, very funny because I can see everywhere that, as I told you, the Piazzolla is very popular all around the world. But Piazzolla actually was the last step of a very long evolution from the ending of the 19th century or maybe the first part of the last century. And we have very, 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 very beautiful examples about the first tango written in Buenos Aires, in a very poor Buenos Aires in that moment. And then a golden age, with we call la época de oro del tango, the golden age of the tango, during 40s and 50s, with very, very popular composers and bandoneonists, guitarist, pianist, like Aníbal Troilo, Horacio Salgán. Before that, I forgot to. I will play and will talk about Carlos Gardel, maybe the most popular tango singer in our history. And then the last step is tango. I don't know. So we will talk and play and listen to tango, the music
Great.
of my city, Buenos Aires.
Wonderful. And lastly, for both of you, is there anything that you would want to say to someone who was thinking about participating in the festival and maybe was on the fence, or if they were worried about their skill level, or if they didn't think they knew enough about guitar stuff? Is there anything that you'd want to say to them?
Máximo, why don't you go first?
Luisito, ayúdame, por favor.
Claro, si hay algo que le quiera, si hay algo que le
que
quiera
no
decir,
entendí muy bien la pregunta.
sí, sí, sí. Si hay algo que le gustaría decir a los participantes o a las personas que están pensando en registrarse al festival este año.
Que me encanta. I love to give lessons about everything. That they can play everything. They can play something very easy. They can play something very difficult. They can play my music or not. Obviously, I always, in these cases, feel more comfortable playing or teaching about my music or the Argentine or the South American music in general, no? But I think that everybody can take the chance, take the opportunity to play everything. It's not important the level. That's very important because many people say, no, I don't play enough for playing the master class with, I don't know, Máximo Pujol or no.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's very important that I don't know. It's everything. Uh, uh, when something is well done, is I can't hear you. I can't hear.
Oh,
I think
it
we're
seems
back.
like it just came back.
Yeah.
Aquí estoy. Sí.
Yeah, you were, Maestro, you were saying that
Otra vez se
it's about
fueron mis
everything.
amigos.
¿Me escucha, Maestro?
Sí, ahora escucho.
You were saying to encourage
Yes.
Everybody of any level to come.
Yes, of course. No. Of course. It's very important to feel well, to feel okay playing that you want to play. No?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, if I can jump into that, I agree.
Please.
Like, I think some people, especially first beginners or people that haven't been to a guitar festival before, might feel a little intimidated because there's this sort of like public aspect to it, of like, oh, maybe I should wait another year so that I can be better and join. And that's not a thing. The best thing to do is just come, because it's precisely for that, right? It's like, you feel like, oh, I don't know enough. This is what we're here for you to learn more, right? And I mean, not just to learn more how to play better, but also the opportunity of the unique and very, it's never been sure, such an important figure of the classical guitar is going to be coming, to try and share their knowledge, share their music. If you feel a little insecure, I totally understand, but they should join anyway. It's really like, I was just not joking, but I was telling them, that I think as we move forward, I can't believe this is the 7th year of the festival. But as we move forward, I feel like the phrase that really encompasses the festival is like, come for the guitar, stay for the community. Right?
Yeah.
Because like, we build each other up, and it's really cool. So if you're thinking about it, jump in. Just a bit of like extra information. The early bird is expiring on July 1st. So if you're on the fence, come, join. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me as well. But it's going to be fun, and it's going to be super exciting having Máximo come.
I agree everything.
Me too. So if anyone is interested in joining the Vancouver Guitar Festival, it'll be happening from August 13th to 16th at Capilano University. Registration is still open, and there is early bird until July 1st. So go to vancouverguitar.org if you want more information. And the faculty is amazing this year, as always, but it's even more extra special because we have our living legend who is going to be there. So highly recommend it. And even if you're not a guitar player and you're just a music enthusiast, also you can come. There's concerts on the evenings of the 14th and the 15th at 7:30 p.m. at the Blue Shore Theater in Capilano. So you can listen to 2 amazing concerts by some of our finest guitar players. So yeah, once again, head to vancouverguitar.org if you want any more information. And thank you guys all for watching. And a big thank you to you two, my lovely guests, for the interview. It was wonderful hearing all you had to say.
Thank you, TJ. And Maestro, gracias por el tiempo. Thank you for your time.
Por favor. Thank you. I'm feeling very, very well. I feel that it will be a great festival. Thank you, Luis.
Take care, and goodbye, everybody.
We'll text more about the match later.
That's right. Yeah.
Congrats. Messi rock today.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you, TJ. Bye, guys.
Goodbye. Thank you.